Roll call, please.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Here.
Councilman McCarthy.
Here.
Councilman Creighton.
Here.
Councilman Malloy.
Here.
We have two public hearings tonight. First, to consider petition 2011, number 8, as submitted by the Smithtown, Long Island Hotel Properties for a special exception to construct a hotel on property located on the north side of Vanderbilt Motor Parkway, 1,000 feet west of Wicks Road in Hop Park. Somebody here on behalf of the applicant? Please.
Super, I don't know, this is just a question. Both hearings are connected with the
Yes.
same property. Should we address both at the same time?
Well, no, because you're an attorney.
Yes, sir.
Attorneys say we should do it one individually, even though it's the same subject.
Sure.
But certainly we can ask for comments after we hear your meeting, okay?
Okay, sure. So, my name is Brian Weber from Weber Law Group, counsel for Smithtown, Long Island Hotel Properties, LLC, which is the applicant for the special exception approval for the Spring Hill Suites Hotel. I have the affidavits of mailing and posting. Again, since the question is probably directed to both hearings, I'll just have a very brief.
If you want to do both, we'll still have to call the second hearing.
No problem. I'll just do a very brief description of what's being proposed regarding the special exception. With me is Kevin Fay from Smithtown, Long Island Hotel Properties, Vice President, who can answer operational questions, John Gursky from Cameron Engineering, who can answer site plan questions, and Alan King from Cameron Engineering, who can answer traffic and parking questions. The special exception application for the Spring Hill Suites will necessitate a division of the property where the existing Sheraton Hotel now sits. The Spring Hill Suites is proposed as a 144-key or room hotel, limited service, 77,135 square feet. The property would be divided. The arrows, the existing Smithtown Sheraton. The property will be divided along what is a natural division line between the parking lot and the hotel. And the Spring Hill Suites site would be 3.41 acres, and the Sheraton site would be 7.05 acres. There are no changes being made to the Sheraton Hotel or to the Sheraton Hotel site. With that, I'd like to turn it to John Gursky, who can describe in more detail the Spring Hill Suites site.
Thank you. John Gursky, Cameron Engineering, Senior Engineer.
Just bring that mic up a little bit, please.
Sure. Oop. I'll probably turn it off. No, I don't need to walk around with it. Thanks. Good evening. My name is John Gursky. I'm Senior Engineer with Cameron Engineering. The project known as the Spring Hill Suites is proposed to take place on the eastern portion of the existing Sheraton site where there presently is parking. The site is proposed to have 144 rooms. It is proposed to have a new site access point along Vanderbilt Motor Parkway and a shared access to the Sheraton Hotel through the rear of the site. The site will require some variances, a maximum building height variance. It will require a maximum gross floor area variance. We do have sufficient parking on this site for the use. We actually have 16 extra spaces on the site. And if I could go over, I don't know if you can hear me now, I'll speak a little louder.
You got to speak in the mic so we can get it on the tape.
The site has proper number of handicap parking spaces around the 3 entrances to the site. The property also is proposed to have an outdoor pool, and the refuse collection enclosure is in the rear of the site. Loading would be in the rear of the site also. There would be pedestrian access to the Sheraton through the existing stairs that are on the east of the Sheraton. However, overflow and shared parking would be available for Sheraton through this access point right here. I'm available for any questions, if you have any questions.
Okay. Do you have anyone else, Mr. Weber?
Only for questions, if there are any questions
Okay.
about the site or traffic for...
Anyone out there wish to be heard on this? For or against the proposal? Town board? Okay, we're okay with that.
Thank you.
So I'm going to make a motion to close that meeting.
Second. Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Okay, special exception, next hearing for the petition is submitted by Smithtown, Long Island Hotel Properties for special exception to modify a previously approved special exception by Folk Lane Hotel Holding Corp. to reduce the property area from 10.46 acres to 7.5 acres on Vanderbilt Motor Parkway in Hop Park.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Again, Bram Weber for Smithtown Long Island Hotel Properties, which is the owner of the site. Again, Kevin Fay, who's Vice President of Smithtown Long Island Hotel Properties, is here. John Gursky from Cameron Engineering for site plan issues, and Alan King from Cameron Engineering for traffic and parking issues. As the supervisor said, the hotel was built in the light industrial zone, which required a special exception for a hotel use. We are not making any changes, or no changes are proposed to the hotel or to that site, but in discussions with the planning department, a modification of the existing special exception permit is required in order to divide the land into the 7.05 acres on which the Sheraton will sit and the 3.41 acres that the Spring Hill Suites will sit. There is no change being made to the access and everything, and the hotel itself and uses thereof will remain the same.
Okay, you're aware you'll need a variance on parking?
Yes, there are going to be variances that are required now that we are reducing the lot, and we will seek whatever variances in conjunction with the planning department that they decide that we need.
Okay, thank you. Anyone in the audience wish to be heard on this matter? If not, I'll move to close the hearing.
Second.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Mr. Creighton, would you please read the correspondence? We'll do, prior to that, we'll do the Board of Water Commissioners. Board of Water Commissioners to authorize the following: a transfer of $3,000 in contingency to a vehicle account in the St. James Water District.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes, Town Board to designate Laurel Miller, Senior Account Clerk, as Petty Cash Officer in the Smithtown Water District effective September 16, 2011.
Councilman Malloy?
Yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes. Mr. Creighton, please.
Number one, a parade run walk religious procession at the Resurrection Byzantine Church, second reading. 2, parade run walk Hopog High School 5K fun run, second reading. Number 3, parade run walk Hopog High School homecoming parade, second reading. Number 4, parade run walk Nesquag River State Park Foundation annual Thanksgiving 5K run, second reading. Number 5, parade run walk Mount Pleasant School annual road race, second reading. Number 6, Smithtown Children's Foundation run walk, first reading. Number 7, Sergeant John W. Cook VFW Post Veterans Day Parade, first reading. Number 8, Building Department Report, August 2011. Number 9, Parade Run Walk Lymphoma Leukemia Society 5K Run, first reading. Number 10, Parade Run Walk Hopog High School Homecoming, first reading.
Comac, guys.
Comac High School, I'm very sorry. First reading.
Anybody wish to be heard for or against the granting of those permits? If not, we'll move on. Mr. McCarthy?
Under resolutions, the town board to authorize the town clerk to advertise for the following bids to be returned to Town Hall, 99 West Main Street, Smithtown, New York, 11 a.m. on the dates indicated. A, bid 11-064, sand and salt for ice snow control, October 6, 2011, and bid 11-065, hazardous household waste collection program, October 13, 2011.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 2, the town board to approve the following as per 2A through K of the agenda. Town attorney to retain the services of Given Associates. B, Stephanie Hurd, senior environmental analyst, and Richard Kitt, environmental analyst, to go to a conference. C, fire marshal to attend New York State Fire Academy. D, town clerk to issue a parade run walk permit, Resurrection Byzantine. Town clerk to issue a parade run walk permit, Essequag River State Park. Town clerk to issue a parade run walk, Mount Pleasant School. Parade run walk, Hopog School. Reappointment of Henry C. Hoffman as member of the Board of Assessment. Town clerk to issue a parade run walk, Hopog High School. Maureen Fiorello, director of school agent staff, as per attached list to attend the conference. And K, town clerk to issue parade run walk, Comac High School.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 3, the town board to do study and deliberation on the subject record to issue a secret negative declaration, a determination of non-significance in the following matter. A, special exception petition TC 2011-02, SciTech Wireless by SciTech Wireless LLC, dated September 8, 2011.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 4, the town board to authorize the controller to execute the following 4A through C transfers.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 5, the town board to authorize the supervisor to execute the following and form approved by the town attorney as per 5A and B, amendment to agreement regarding reporting services and amendment of lease agreement.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 6, the town board to authorize the acceptance of the following, the attached letter from Patrick R. Vecchio, Town of Smithtown, and Chief Fiscal Officer regarding municipal service facility financial assurance as per L.K. McLean Associates, as per item 6A of the printed agenda.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 7, the town board to approve settlement in the following matters as per recommendation of the town attorney, $241.17 as per 7A.
Councilman, Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Item number 8, the town board to authorize the release of the following 8A, B, and C, growth and life bond, recharge maintenance bond, and passbook.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Mr. Malloy?
Number 9, town board to approve the following personal matters. A, full-time appointment. B, promotion. C, part-time appointment. D, part-time appointment. E, acceptance of volunteer services. F, change of title and rate of pay. G, part-time appointment.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes.
Town board to authorize the following amendments to the Uniform Traffic Code and authorize Traffic Safety Department to
Bob.
install maintenance
Bob.
and maintenance.
One more.
A, Schedule 8J, standing and stopping,
Oh, I forgot that. Yeah.
and B, Camden Avenue East from Middle Country Road.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes, one additional resolution, which is not on the printed agenda. The town board to authorize the clerk to advertise for public hearing to be held at the town hall on the 4th day of October to consider local law number 2 of 2011, amending local law 3 of 1998, entitled Chapter 256, Article 4, Business Investment Exemption.
Councilman Malloy.
Yes.
Councilman Creighton.
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy.
Yes.
Supervisor Vecchio.
Yes. To be heard, Mr. Michael Story.
Good evening, everybody. First off, a question. Has anything happened with regards to the generators for the pump stations with the groundwater problems?
You mean anything happened, was there a failure?
No, anything happening with putting in
Well,
generators?
the engineer has indicated to me that he doesn't believe that the generators are necessary, based on his observation of the water runoff and such during the hurricane. They performed admirably, and he does not see the need for the purchase of generators.
Okay.
I'm only recounting what he's advised me and
understand.
the board.
Are you aware that we've had 2 power outages in the pump station on Adrian Lane within the last month?
No, I'm not.
I think you better talk to your engineer.
I will.
Okay. Let me go into my speech then. I would first like to thank the town for all the improvements that have been made with regards to the groundwater issues. I would also like to thank Glenn Jorgensen for all his time and effort with regard to this matter. Every time there has been an issue, he has always been available and has made sure that the matter has been corrected. Within the last month, the pump station on Adrian Lane has lost power 2 times that I am aware of. This causes the Adrian Lane to flood and then my property to flood, and all of the muck and silt backs up onto my property and damages my lawn. It also creates a mess that takes me a couple of hours to clean up. Long Island was very lucky that Irene tracked the way she did. If we would have suffered the full brunt of her force, the damages would have been substantial. There is no doubt in my mind that I would have spent many hours pumping water out of my basement because of the failure of the power at the pump station. The errors that have occurred are unacceptable. During the first power outage, the town engineer could not be reached and multiple messages were left on his voicemail. The company that was hired to maintain the pump station stated that they were not sure how the station operated because they had not experienced any heavy rain, so they did not have a chance to familiarize themselves with the operation of the station. During Irene, the keys to the gate and lock and door could not be found, and both locks needed to be cut. This is unacceptable. There is a desperate need for a generator to be installed in both pump stations, and this needs to become a priority for the town of Smithtown. It is bad enough that I must constantly assume responsibility for alerting the officials with regards to this, but then to be berated by your engineer is unacceptable. I will not tolerate the way he was treated. I was treated by him the last time, and it will not happen again.
When did that occur?
During Irene, a couple days after Irene. This has been going on for far too long. I've been living in this house for 15 years, and I am constantly berated with problems. It's unacceptable. This needs to be corrected.
Okay, I'm in the budget process now. That was not recommended. I will have a conversation with him, and the board will determine whether we will fund that, and I suspect we probably will. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Mary Beth Siskind?
Good evening, Supervisor Vecchio, Town Board members, everybody else. I'm here to talk about traffic concerns, and I would like to urge the Town Board to expand their involvement east of Main Street. With all due respect to Main Street problems and Edgewood and Landing Avenue, there are a lot of problems. So my specific problem I'm talking about tonight is pedestrian concerns at Terry Road and Route 25. Hopefully you received copies, Supervisor Vecchio. I sent you a letter to share with the town board. Okay.
And I did that.
Okay, good. Let me give a bit of background. I would like to be able to walk to downtown. And so I was trying to find ways to safely walk to downtown. So I attempted to try to get the traffic safety to put in a crosswalk at John Jones Lane. All right, Terry Road is county, so I was switched to county traffic safety and then public works. They said they won't put in a crosswalk if there's not a signal, a traffic signal, because it gives a false impression of safety. So then ultimately, I went to New York State DOT, to Mr. Pearson, to try to get a pedestrian crossing at Terry Road. There is a signal there where you can cross Jericho, north to south, south to north, but there was no safe way to cross Terry. So that was my goal. So they did finally do it, August last summer of 2010. They did have an incident where one of their workers was very badly injured. Somebody tried to go on the right, traveling east on Jericho, going maybe to make a right turn onto Terry. So I think that makes the point that it's dangerous. So what happened, I was told that there wouldn't be a pedestrian signal put in, but that there would be a traffic a sign saying pedestrian crossing. So I went to try it out, and I did find crossing from east to west. But when I tried to cross from west to east, the cars, I started walking across, and the car just made a right turn right in front of me. So they told me they would put up this sign.
Can I interrupt you?
Yeah, sure.
I went by this morning, and there seemed to have been, there was work being done by New York State at that particular intersection, right today.
Oh, really?
So perhaps they are heeding one of your,
Right, because I
Okay.
challenged Mr. Pearson. I
Well-
said, you try to cross it going from
well,
west to
I
east.
think if you go there tomorrow, if you're around,
Oh,
take
all
a look.
right.
They were working there today,
Okay,
okay?
All
So
right.
perhaps they're listening to what you had to say,
okay,
all right?
all right,
Thank you.
okay.
Rosalind Palazzolo?
Good evening. I live in Fairfield condos, as you know, and we're all electric, everybody. So when the electric goes out, we have no lights, we can't heat anything on the stove or anything like that. We'll lose our food after 2 days unless we buy ice or something. And I really wasn't prepared to lose our lights because we don't have overhead wires. All our transformers and everything are underground. But as I understand it, all the substations in Smithtown went out, and that's why we lost it. But I decided I wanted to have a hot cup of coffee, and I didn't know where to go. So I ended up on Lawrence Avenue and Jericho Turnpike just to get a hot cup of coffee. But then I was thinking about my neighbors who no longer drive and really can't heat anything on the stove or anything like that. So a lot of the neighbors who were in that position, their children picked them up and took them to their house. So that was good. The other thing is, Governor Christie in New Jersey, before the storm hit, he announced that FEMA was giving New Jersey generators. And my son lived in Morton, New Jersey, and he was out, his electric was out, but he happens to live near the mayor, whether that has anything to do with it or not. But they did put a generator there, and 5 houses were hooked up to that generator. And I'm sure that other people in New Jersey also had the benefit of generators. So I'm wondering why Governor Cuomo didn't ask for generators for New York State, because St. James was out a long time, and I didn't think I could get coffee in St. James. But after the storm was over, I found out that a deli in St. James had a generator, and so did Patio Pizza. But when you went on the street, it just looked very dark, and the lights were out quite a while. The traffic lights didn't work. So I kept going to Smithtown. So I'm wondering if the stores who have generators could maybe get some kind of stamp that would say that they have generators. So in the future, if people, are aware that they could go, in their local neighborhood, because some stores would have generators, that would be a help, because then I wouldn't have to drive so far. So I was wondering if we could do something like that. Maybe have them get a GENERAT stamp, so we'll know that that store has a generator.
Okay. My knowledge, Rose, my knowledge is that stores like Home Depot and Lowe's do stock generators
Yes.
and do sell them in the event of a potential disaster, if you will. And I just make a point, the mayor in New Jersey must have been a very important guy, because I didn't have a generator and I was out of electricity for 4 days. So just...
In New Jersey?
No, here.
Oh, well, no,
Okay.
but I'm just saying that it was given to them by FEMA because Governor Christie asked for generators, and they got them. But I guess Governor Cuomo wasn't smart enough. He's not a governor long enough.
Okay.
I will make a comment on the same thing. My parents were in St. James, and they drove all the way to Smithtown because they couldn't find anything with power
Yeah.
anywhere in the area. So there is some credence to what you're saying.
Okay. Richard and Kathy Calderola.
Good evening. We did turn in this week some documentation to Mr. McCarthy, if you're still the liaison, I'm not sure, for the highway, Mr. Jorgensen, Mr. Sanford, and Mr. Nowotny in public safety. So I don't want to belabor it. We just want to put it on the record, turn in a couple of pictures to the board, hopefully get at least some communication that we've been asking for a while. Some of the pictures show, it's regarding flooding. I know, Mr. Vicky, you've asked that I be more articulate. The flooding in front of our home continues to be a severe issue. We did raise our property 12 to 18 inches. Mr. McCarthy has come and seen that. The Highway Department has come and seen that. We raised it and put a temporary retaining wall to hold back the water. The water is up to 18 inches deep. Excuse me. We have a video which we had turned in. I'm not asking you to look at that. I've asked the appropriate parties to. It's a short video, but it's much more informative than the pictures because you can see the rush of the water, the direction of the water, and how destructive and deep the water is. You can also see in these pictures the temporary retaining wall. It is temporary. I don't even think it's legal, but it's there because it's protecting us right now. But it's caving, and it was quite an expense to do the backfill and raise the property. We also have pictures showing where we were at curb level, at ground level, and how we lost the cesspools, the driveway, et cetera, from that. And I know we've turned these in before. The other thing I would want to say is that if we didn't have that, we would be, and we had a basement, we would have nothing left. So I think the pictures, I guess, just turn those over, and I'd like to just give a copy of what we turned in this week to the town clerk to put it on the record. And hopefully, I don't know if my husband has anything else to say, because I really don't want to say too much, because I'm hoping we'll get some cooperation.
Mr. McCarthy, did you view that situation?
I saw the pictures, I saw the video, and we've been working on that with planning and Mr. Jorgensen regarding the property there, the other property that goes through to the other church. And
Right.
if we can get these
Right,
properties
and
straightened
yes,
out,
absolutely.
all that property can be
Right.
raised, and I think that will solve your problem. But
Well,
I'm hoping this will
yes.
happen sooner than later.
Yes, and I agree, and there has been, and Mr. Jorgensen had communication with us, and as have you. Mr. Sanford did talk to us a year and a half ago and said he had put somebody on it, but then we never heard from him again. So I'm not thrilled there, but I am very pleased with your help. I am very pleased with Mr. Jorgensen, and the only reason we're here tonight is because the flooding is ongoing. We have been advised we have to continue to always report it. So.
I'm hoping this property easement situation between the church and yourself can get straightened out, and
Right.
both people can get the properties, and
Right.
then the proper curbing
Right,
can be
that
put
would-
in,
that
and it
would
will
be
solve your
excellent.
flooding.
Who's
again-
working on that?
Frank's working on it, Mr. Creighton's been on it.
Okay.
And again, just for clarity, I just want to say, because Mr. Vecchio has spoken to us himself as well, and we appreciate that, and to just be clear so that we're not rushing through this and maybe not making sense, in the pictures, it will be obvious that since there is no delineation of street,
Right.
which you're very aware of, Mr. McCarthy, I know that, and there's no curbing or anything, that and the impervious surface is part almost of our property. So thank you very much for listening. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll move to close the meeting.
Second,
Supervisor Vecchio?
Yes.
Councilman McCarthy?
yes.
Councilman Creighton?
Yes.
Councilman Malloy?